All right, marked every third check. Home Depot run. Let's able to get this chainless twisted link number 2 or 2/0 50-foot roll was on sale for $119, and then a bunch of 1/4-inch gear. So 1/4-inch fits in there, and that'll be strong enough. Might have to upgrade to some grade 8 stuff. We'll see how it goes for my first spin across the lake, but I'll show you. That's what it's going to look like, and hopefully be just enough to help on some ice or some snow. Get a little bit of a paddle. And that'll be the link scenario. I put it together in the store to make sure it was going to all work, but I'll drill 1/4-inch holes. Essentially be like that. So we'll have a small washer that goes on the top of the twisted link, large washer on the bottom and top. Get those cranked down so there's not a lot of wobble or wear on the plastic from the chain moving. This is 550-pound working strength, I think, not breaking strength. So I'm stretching that across there tight so they don't hit the bottom of the tub. Ought to be just fine. Here I am just sizing up the first chain. And this shows how I drill, fasten, and tighten the chain while holding the chain parallel to the track pad. Be sure to twist the chain so it lays flat against the track the way it was constructed to. And then notice here how I use it as a guide to actually drill the hole in the correct place. That makes a customized chain tension for each one and make sure they're all the same. I made an error here and put the large flat washer on the outside on the top of the chain when it's supposed to go underneath between the chain and the plastic. So just correcting my error here. Once the chains are initially installed with just hand tightening, then I go back and torque them down all the way on both sides. Nice tight fit. 18 links was the magic number here. So I drew a chalk line on the floor just to make measuring and cutting a lot quicker since I had to do it 24 times. Remember, every time you cut the chain, you're going to lose a link and therefore total length. So remember when you're planning to account that. I almost bought a 30-foot roll, which is exactly enough to do my 15-inch chains, 12 on each side, but I would have come up short after cutting. Now I'm moving over to install the first chain on the left track. Once the first two chains were on, then it was time to move the Argo forward. This is the best positioning to reach the inside of the track, as the tub gets in the way otherwise. Then you slap another set on, and rinse and repeat. Just showing another angle here. I know it's probably not exciting to watch every one of these chains be installed, but this is my first time making a video with some software, and unfortunately I can't make these any faster than 4 times speed, but figured I would stick them in there anyways. The process was repeated for the first 6 chains on each side, or 12 total, which is halfway through. All right, I got halfway done. I got 12 of the chains installed. I'm pretty happy with how tight they got. Weak learning curve. Those are 1.5 inch. Probably could have used the 1 inch. I don't want to have to go back. So now that I'm halfway done, rolling the Argo halfway out of the garage, now I can start on the back here, put the chain across here, and then slowly back the Argo back in. Put the other half on, boom, right back into place. Now the process continues, backing the Argo up once each chain is installed. When working in the back, it was easier to have the track pad a little lower, like in the 8 o'clock position, as opposed to the 9 o'clock position is in here, although this was the first one that I did in the back of the machine, because the tub's a little bit tighter on the inside and a little bit lower on the inside back of the Argo. All right, all done with the new chain install. Got pretty good. Not too many lessons learned to share. One is don't be afraid you're going to strip the bolt as you're tightening it down, because it's actually bending, as you can see, the washer and even this chain link flat to here. Once it does get tight, it'll be obvious. It'll stop pretty hard. I just used a little 1/4 inch short ratchet. That way I knew I wouldn't be reefing on it too hard, but they all sucked down almost exactly the same to each one. So I was pretty happy with it. It took me about 3 hours, maybe a little less because I did some filming, but that included cutting the chains off of the spool and drilling the holes. These Super Tracks didn't have holes, and tighten each one of them down. So hopefully that'll help a little bit on ice and or slight inclines where it might be slippery. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my other Argo videos in my playlist for building up my Argo, and I'll try to provide an update video on how the chains actually worked on my first big trip across the 2 lakes, the channel in between, and over to our cabin. Thanks for watching.